I would like to put this to a place and just move forward where we can have fun and get along. And Shannon said, well, to me, that's interesting that we're here because it was a month ago that you sat at a booth here with a bunch of women and you said that I was a drunk, that I'd never get a man, and I had no money. So how do you think that made me feel? And then Tamra starts, well, how do you think? And Vicki's like, no. Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join 3 Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Lori. The band is back together. We have all 3
Lori's
of us
back.
again.
Yep.
I'm back.
We told them you were on vacation and then you were sick. Yeah.
Yes, I'm ill, but I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
She's back. We're going to be doing Real Housewives of Orange County, but before we do, I'd like to ask everyone to please head over to YouTube and subscribe and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and give us 5-star reviews and comment and tell your friends. And thank you, already have.
Thank you.
So this is episode number 3, Why Can't We Be Friends? Okay. We start out with Tamra is packing up Sophia in garbage bags, which I thought was a little odd, but whatever.
A little low budget. Like you couldn't go get like a tote
Or boxes.
Something.
Like just go to Staples and get some boxes.
cardboard box.
Yeah. I didn't even catch that. Like
Yeah.
I
Wow.
thought that to myself too. I was like, okay. I thought
Okay.
this was
and
about,
like Angelina from Jersey Shore when she showed up.
It's what it reminded me of. Exactly. Angelina showing up with her garbage bag. And then we see Emily's meeting with Dr. Tim and Shannon meets her there. I'm not sure what kind of doctor Dr. Tim is. I mean, I don't know if he's a chiropractor or what he is, but
I think he's a chiropractor. But when I saw that gym facility, I was like, what in the low budget is this place?
Yeah, I don't know. He was a chiropractor. They said he was a chiropractor, but he
Okay.
was in the middle of a gym.
It was
Yeah.
very odd. And the gym was like not,
It wasn't. It was
Posh,
very
not-
small.
it was bizarre. I was like, I don't understand what's going on here, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
mean-
again, the
Yeah.
shtick with Shannon, I can't take it anymore.
She does have
it's
a
only
lot of shit
episode
going
3. It's only episode 3. You're going to have a couple more episodes to go with this. So she's telling Shannon about the party. As she was leaving, she went up to Tamra to give her a hug at her birthday party. And Tamra said, oh, good, I can let iHeart know that they can now invite you to parties because you haven't been at any of the events. And Emily's like, should we go sit back down? She's like, oh, no, I'm only kidding. I'm like, no, she wasn't only kidding.
She was not
No.
kidding.
No.
She was
She was not kidding.
That
She
was
most
douchey.
definitely blackballed Emily from anything at iHeart.
Yes. And Shannon's like, listen, this is why I'm done with her. I just can't deal with that. Like, I'm done with that. I don't need this in my life anymore. And I don't blame her, to be quite honest with you.
I don't blame
Yeah,
her.
who would want to deal with that?
Yeah. Then we see more of Tamra and Eddie and Nico and Sophia, like, getting to the new place. And we see furniture and other very eclectic things. When I was watching her unpack and looking at her furniture, she so reminded me of Maddie, of like just, the picture of that woman. And
She reminded me of my daughter. Like that, my daughter would have that on the wall 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when she
loved
was like, so she said whatever she said about her, and Tamara's like, how do you know? She's like, she told me.
Right.
Her father was a
I
jeweler
think
or
any
something.
one of our kids
Yeah.
Yes.
know,
Yes.
would
yes.
have that. Yeah.
Then Tamra in her confessional said that, she's trying to move on with Shannon, but she just wants me to be the villain in her story. That is actually not the case.
But
It's not the case.
you are the villain in her story. You are the one who
Right.
was calling her
In
a
everybody's
drunk
story,
and a,
right?
and a lush and saying she's poor and she'll never get a man. You are the fucking villain in her story. Because a friend
Yeah.
wouldn't say that stuff.
No, that's crazy. So
Yeah,
let me
and then
ask
Shannon-
you: Is she
Okay.
married? Is Tamra married?
Yes, to
Tamara's
Eddie.
married, yeah.
And has she been married for a long time?
So when Tamara came on the show in season 3, she was married to Simon Barney, the father of 3 of her children. Her first son was from another marriage. She was married to Simon for a couple of years and then divorced him. He was a bit controlling. Like nobody really blamed her for divorcing him, but immediately thereafter was dating Eddie Judge. And then they got married, and a 3-part special for their wedding. And they have been married ever since. And actually, they seem to be a very good fit because love or hate Tamra, he loves her craziness. Like, he embraces it.
I was going to say, you got to have somebody who loves
I was
crazy
like, I
to
don't know if
deal
he
with
embraces
that.
it or just tolerates it.
He's
'cause
supportive of her, though,
unbothered.
I feel like. He's unbothered. He's unbothered.
He's very unbothered. I mean, he does, his big thing is that she doesn't lie, which I'm thinking that's all she does do is lie.
100%.
But in his mind, she says Tamra doesn't lie. She's just a truth teller, and she calls people out on the truth. And I'm like, not exactly, but okay. He's drinking her Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And Shannon, in her confessional, says Tamra must have amnesia because just 2 weeks ago she was saying horrible and hurtful things about her, and that was actually at the Quiet Woman when they were filming for the Ultimate Girls Trip. So I can see why she doesn't want to move forward.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand how their lives are playing out on camera, and Tamra can sit there and act like she's surprised that Shannon doesn't want to be her friend when everything she's done to Shannon has been on camera. And yes, Shannon got a DUI and crashed into somebody's house, like horrific situation. Took 100% accountability for it, went to, treatment for it, paid her dues to society for it, had the breathalyzer put in her car. Like, she did everything the right way. And Tamra still came back that season and buried her. It was horrible to her.
Well, this is a thing. If somebody's in their 50s, 60s, that's who they are. That's
right.
There's no big change coming. So if you have the same result, then that's going to be the same result. It's just
You are correct.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Then we see Jen and Ryan are out shopping and they're talking about Grayson. And Jen is saying that she's really concerned about him and that he's been beating himself up since the ticket. And, she says in her confessional that she's glad that she has 100% custody of the children, that, she's officially divorced. But Ryan is trying to explain to her that part of the problem is that their father, Will, her ex, is not involved in the kid's life. Okay, you have 100% custody. It's because he chose to check out. That's why. Like, he wasn't there for her kids, which is sad. Because
her ex is not involved per his choice or because she doesn't want him?
Per his choice.
Jennifer's ex.
Right.
Not Tim. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this the first we're hearing about this? Because,
No,
last
Ryan,
season he was involved.
No, he wasn't. Ryan has maintained this the whole time. Ryan has maintained this.
She said that she would drop the kids off and try to talk to him, and he wouldn't talk to her. And so it's not since the divorce that he's not involved. This is
Grayson.
This is a new storyline.
I don't think it is because Grayson is 17, and they do have the younger son that they adopted. So I would imagine that would be a son that she would be dropping off. But Grayson is of the age where he can decide whether or not he's going to go to his father's or not, or whether or not he feels comfortable there. So, I think it's been very evident since Ryan has been in the picture because at one point he wasn't even paying. He wasn't paying any child support.
No,
he owed her a lot of money.
But when they first separated, they were doing the nesting thing where she would leave and he would come to the house to be with the kids.
Yes.
So he was definitely involved then. And she would go to Ryan's house.
Yes, but then he stopped paying and she didn't know.
But I don't know. I feel like this is the first time we're hearing about this, but I could be wrong. What father would do that?
Even last season, the one son was asking his brother to co-sign for him for a student loan because the father wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Like, he's not been the stellar dad. And, Ryan is trying to tell Jen, like, listen, this isn't all your fault, but, this is what's happening. And she doesn't really want to hear it, but we'll see a little bit later on when she does talk to Grayson. She'll get his point of view.
It's just a shame that this guy's name, Will, they're not painting a pretty picture of him. So, not that I hope this is true. I hope they're not embellishing what's really going on because that would be a really shitty thing to do to somebody. But if it's true, then it's a really shitty thing he's doing to his kids.
Honestly, I don't think that Jen would do that because many in the very beginning when they were having a difficult time, she would never even talk about the fact that he wasn't paying. She didn't want to paint him as that father. She didn't want people to know. So I don't think that she would say this or it would come out if it wasn't really what was happening. She's not that kind of person who, I just don't see her that way. Listen, I'm not a huge fan of hers, but I don't see her being that type of person.
Yeah.
Heather is talking to Emily about the birthday, and Heather is bummed by Jen's actions, which, Jen just repeated what you said to her, that you felt like you didn't have a buddy.
Heather, you said these things. She just repeated them because it's kind of her job to do that.
It is.
It is that kind of show.
I did think it was a little odd, though, when Emily is telling Heather that Carmelo gave her the gold Dior clutch, and that was such a bad thing. I mean, yes, it was a little odd that there was a vibrator in there, but it was a gold Dior clutch. Who cares?
So here's my thing with this situation. Emily was trying. So Emily's like, I don't open gifts at my birthday party, which I personally agree with. I never had my kids do that when they were growing up. But when Carmela said to her, aren't you going to open up your gifts? Emily made it like she wanted her to open it up so she could flex on the fact that she gave her a Dior clutch. She wasn't. She wanted her to open it because the vibrator was in there, and that's fucking hysterical.
Right. It was a gag gift.
It was a gag gift. And if you don't have enough of a sense of humor to get that, then lighten up.
And I love how Terry was right away like, oh, I get it. You open it up. You don't like the pocketbook? Go fuck yourself. I loved it. I was like, oh, he was like right on. He was like, what's the problem? I just walk in. I solve it all. It was great.
That's so funny. That's so
great.
funny.
Thought that was funny.
The next scene we see is Vicki meets up with Jen and Gina, and Gina asks Vicki what her thoughts are on prenups, which I thought, well, that was a nice scene to see. I mean, Vicki said that it was a morning, meetup, and that she was going to she does seminars, or she speaks to women on, financial stability. I mean, she's been a successful business owner since we've known her. Yeah. So
she really has.
I like that she is tapping into Vicki's knowledge, right?
Now I want to ask you guys, there was a scene with Heather, and I don't know exactly where it was in the midst of things, but she's looking through a tote, and she says the things are her mother's, and she pulls out an album, and she goes,
oh yeah, it's moldy.
Just like my childhood. And I was like, what? What's up with that?
Well, I think we'll see it play out.
But I feel like we're going to find out.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know
whether that was something I didn't know about.
This season. It's got to have something to do with her mother, her childhood, and obviously her blaming her mother for something.
For some moldy something or other. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything, because I was like, oh, what's that?
No.
Maybe we're going to see some childhood trauma from Heather.
Okay.
It might explain a lot, because I know people who went to college with her, and they said she's the same Heather on TV as she was then. Very pretentious.
Same fancy pants. Did she grow up with wealthy?
It sounds like she may have.
She did. It seems to me like she
may have. I mean, her parents lived in Amsterdam for a little while. I forget, would she say was her father an engineer? Or am I thinking of your father, Wendy?
Or was he a doctor?
I think he might have been a doctor. I think he might have been a doctor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the mom sure is set up from something. So
that's what I mean. I think whatever her father did, he did very well.
Yes.
But who knows, when she was younger, maybe it wasn't like that.
Yeah, I don't know. But I just
I plan on being very well off when I'm not paying for my children anymore.
Yeah, so maybe things
I plan on being very well off.
Okay.
When these fuckers get out of my house.
These little bloodsuckers.
Yeah.
Sucking the ever-living life out of me.
The leeches leave. Yeah.
So then they asked Vicki about Michael, and she says that, that they don't commingle their money, and that he does have a ring, but he hasn't given it to her yet, and he kind of holds it over her head, which Jen found that very offensive and thought that was a horrible thing.
I don't like that either.
I don't like
it. Doesn't bother. It's so funny because it doesn't bother me, and it doesn't seem like it bothers Vicki either, to be quite honest with you.
I mean, the fact that he has it and he hasn't given it to her yet, okay, but holding it over her head, what does she have to make sure she behaves herself before she can get it? Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see more about that, how that plays out. And she tells the girls that she's meeting with Tamra and Shannon the next day because she wants them to be friends. She wants to bring back the Tres Amigas. And, they're like, okay, good luck with that. Then we see Carmela's talking with her two daughters. Those girls, they are a handful. I mean, they keep missing school. They keep missing school.
Yeah.
One was to watch a show, another time because she had a tan. I'm like, oh boy.
Now, I saw
That's
a
privilege
social
right
media.
there. That's major privilege.
I saw a social media post. It was by some lawyer did a post. She was out in New York, and she was saying that she's still married, that Carmela.
Yeah, she is. She told us that.
So her husband lives with his girlfriend in their house, and she lives in her house with her kids. And the lawyer was saying that the reason why they probably did that is because if you get divorced in California, you have to do a 50-50 split of custody. So
that's what she said.
So they decided to keep it the way that it is so that everything could be cool, just how it was. Like, it wasn't like the kids had to be with him, live with him 50% of the time, live with her 50% of the time. Yeah.
That's interesting that you can't come up with your own terms for custody.
I guess not.
Like, I knew it was a 50-50 split, property, chattel, whatever that word, chattel. But I didn't know that custody was required to be 50-50.
So I was like,
That's interesting.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of makes sense when you look at it that way. Like, why would you have this arrangement? But then that kind of makes sense.
And if it works for them, that's really all that matters, right?
Absolutely. Do what you have to do. We know plenty of people who are working the system in their favor at the taxpayer's expense. They're not even doing that. They're doing it at their own expense.
Yeah.
So have at it. Everybody out there, do what works for you.
Right. And there's probably some other reasons too why they're not getting actually divorced. There could be like financial situations. Maybe they're waiting until the kids are out of college, dividing of property and blah, blah, blah. And it's just easier to keep it the way it is. So
stay with us. We'll be right back.
Looking for conversations made for lesbians and queer women? Welcome to LOTL Lounge, the home of bold stories, brilliant artists, and the voices shaping our community. From lived experience chats to deep dives into queer culture, every episode celebrates lesbian life in all its colour. Search LOTL Lounge wherever you get your podcasts and join the conversation.
Then her daughter brings up that she went to the store the other day to buy cough drops, and she didn't realize that she had to be over 18. I didn't either, to be quite honest with you. I mean, what the heck is in the cough drops? I've never heard of that, but okay.
Oh, yeah.
She said, I've never heard of that either. Maybe like if you're buying like NyQuil or something like that, but
like a medicated cough drop. Maybe a medicated cough drop.
Again, I don't know specifically what it was, but that's what she said.
And who knows in California, it could be totally different.
Right. The guy next to her offered to buy it for her, and she said, no, thank you. And her sister's like, oh, you should have let him. And Carmela's like, no, you don't ever accept gifts from men ever. I'm like, it wasn't exactly a gift. He was trying to help the kid get her cough drops. Like, I don't think
exactly. He wasn't hitting on her.
Exactly.
He was like, I'm sorry you have a cough and you need these and can't buy them. Let me help you out.
Yes, but exactly.
I expect you to go in the car with me and, you know.
Right.
But I would imagine from her background.
Yeah, maybe.
She's tainted to, especially if she was a Playboy
living
bunny,
at the Playboy mansion. I'm
sure she encountered all kinds of goings on that if you, let a guy open a door for you, something was expected in return kind of thing.
You're right.
So I'm sure that's what her problem is with that.
Well, she does say that. She does mention that that's, where it stems from. Then Emily goes over to Jen's house and she's going to help her try and figure out her closet, like to clean out her clothes because Ryan takes up too much space. And so
that cracked me up that her biggest issue is the fact that Ryan needs more room in the closet than her. I mean, listen, and I like Ryan, but that is such a red flag to me. Like, he is so, what's that, like metrosexual, I guess?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not my thing.
But it's always been that way. And it's his house, so.
That's true, though. It is his house, and he was there before her, so.
Yeah. So, but some of those dresses she was
some
pulling
of those
out.
Sleeveless black, look at me, I'm the pot calling the kettle black. Gets rid of some of those sleeveless black shirts.
Yeah.
And make some room.
Yeah, funny.
But some of those dresses she had in her closet were pretty hideous as well.
Yeah.
So Jen is talking to Emily about, something's going on with Grayson ever since the speeding ticket. And Emily opens up about, last year she was really focused on Luke and she noticed that her daughter Annabelle seemed a little off. And, she recognized because she was kind of feeling left out, and she's made it a point to, make sure she's there to pick her up for cheer practice and goes in, a half hour early so she can watch her a bit. So she feels like she's there for her, which is so important. I recently read about this whole situation when you have a child or a person in your family that requires more attention than the others, that the other ones, it's called like the invisible person syndrome or the invisible child syndrome, which I believe is a real thing,
Yeah.
I never heard it called that before, but it definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely makes sense. Definitely checks out.
Yeah. Tamra shows up at Teddy's house, and Teddy is no longer taking the medication that makes her shake. The doctor is saying that it's just going to take time, and that, she gets emotional when she's talking about that because it could be so much worse. Like, some people can't walk after this, and she should really be grateful. And she feels bad because she doesn't feel grateful. And listen, it's your journey. You don't have to feel bad. Like,
No.
You don't.
Yeah, didn't she just do a post that it's back again too?
I didn't see that.
I didn't see it either, but it wouldn't surprise me because her prognosis from the beginning wasn't great. Although I think that in this scene, she looks amazing.
Yeah.
But she's just so absolutely stunningly beautiful. I mean, if you can look like that with no hair, she's like Charlize Theron. Like, if you can, when she was in that Thunderdome, like, if you can look hot, bald, you got it going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Going.
But I love how Tamra was like, I'm not going to make this about me. But what I went through last year, I'm
how
like,
does Teddy,
you
how
just
does
fucking
Teddy
made
put
it
up
about
with her?
you.
How does Teddy put up with her? It's amazing.
The whole two T's thing. They're so reliant on each other, and for good reason.
It's just a bizarre relationship, right?
Yes, because it was two random people who didn't know each other that they put together, which, again, I said it last week. It wasn't even supposed to be Teddy on that show. It was supposed to be somebody else. I mean, it wasn't supposed to be Tamra. It was always going to be Teddy. It was supposed to be somebody else. She backed out, and then Tamra got the gig. And listen, they're extremely successful, so you can't take it away from them. But they're very reliant on each other for that.
They are very close.
Oh, they're very close. But, Teddy is blindly loyal to people. And I had to stop listening to Two T's because of that blind loyalty. Well, her and Dolores. She's blindly loyal to Tamra. Tamra is using Teddy's diagnosis as an excuse for being a complete jerk off that first season or last season, whatever season that was.
Yeah, well, there was talk. I did listen to their podcast recently, and it was like questions, like viewers sent in questions. And one of the questions was about if Teddy would be interested in joining the OC. And the answer was that yes, she would be, but it would really, she wouldn't want it to ruin their friendship. Like, her friendship with Tamra is way more important to her.
But it would ruin their friendship because Tamra is nobody's friend when it comes down to it on this show. So it really would ruin their friendship. She shouldn't do it.
No, I agree. And honestly, I don't know that her health is there for her to do it.
To do it,
but they did say that she did film quite a bit this season, so we'll see her probably a couple more times, depending on what gets.
And I'm
edited.
sure she gets paid for that, right?
I'm sure she does. Why would she do it for free? Well, she doesn't have to, but I'm sure she does. I'm sure she's got a good manager that negotiates that for her, right?
Right. Yeah.
One would hope.
Yeah. And they had talked about on the podcast, by the way, they had talked about Gina Keogh, who is still in the hospital, about. She's a former OC housewife, tongue cancer. And they were saying that they had just seen her recently at, it might have been a premiere or something. And she had already had part of her tongue removed. And she was in a tremendous amount of pain. And she had some sort of infection because she was in the hospital. They were supposed to be putting in a feeding tube because she hadn't eaten. She hadn't been able to eat in weeks. And they couldn't put the feeding tube in until the infection gets under control. So let's keep Gina Keogh in our prayers because that is a horrible thing. That's a horrible thing.
Do they know what causes that?
Do they know what causes anything?
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Right.
But that was brought up and I was like, oh gosh, that's horrible. But I was glad to hear that, one that they've seen her recently. Tamra had said that she was supposed to be meeting up with her next week, but now she's in the hospital. Maybe if she can visit her there, if she's allowed visitors, she probably will go. I would hope. The next thing is Gina and Travis go out to dinner, and Gina is telling Travis about Carmela and asks him what his thoughts are about the prenup. And, he doesn't seem to give too much info. Like, he's just like, yeah, whatever, you know.
He seemed pretty chill.
Yeah, I agree.
She said for her it's a non-negotiable, which good for her. It should be a non-negotiable, right? She feels that she's worked hard for her career and she's made it perfectly clear that she's more successful than he is. I mean, I'm sure it's because she does real estate and is on the show, but that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But he says he doesn't want to talk about the wedding for 6 months. Like, we're engaged now. We're not going to be talking about a date. And then she brings up about changing her name. So I guess that's going to be a conversation a couple more times, which change it, don't change it. Honestly, I don't really care. I
think it's an interesting topic because when my sister got married, she didn't want to change her name because she was already established in her career and people knew her with that name. It was very important to her husband that she change her name and take his name. So she did. So now they're divorced. But once they got divorced, the question came up again. Like, does she go back to her maiden? She didn't because of her children. But I mean, I don't think she's ever going to remarry. But if she does, I wonder if she would consider taking that person's last name. I hope she wouldn't, but that's for different reasons. I think it's an interesting topic. But I could see why Travis would want Gina to take his last name, and I honestly kind of think she should now. Her kids still have her ex-husband's last name. He's very involved in their lives. You know, I know they're in school, so it's a little difficult, but I don't know. I feel like she should take Travis. Like, give Travis a solid. Do him a solid. Take his name.
Just saying it's the third episode and we've already had 2 conversations about the name. I'm just like, how many conversations do we need about this name change? Because I fear it's not the last.
Let's hope. I
don't think it's the last. I think this is all Gina's got.
Yeah.
Name change, prenup.
Yep. Shannon is trying to give her dogs medicine and she's trying to stick it in different fruits. I mean, Lori, you have dogs in the past.
Difficult.
Is that what you do? Do you stick it in fruit like that?
Well,
cheese,
I don't know. You do it
butter.
Cheese, peanut butter. But they're quite savvy. They're like when you're trying to give a medicine to like a 2-year-old and they eat everything but spit the pill out.
Exactly.
The same thing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I always thought to myself, like, why don't they have liquid medicine for animals for this reason?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's some formulations just you can't do liquid. I don't know.
Yeah, like I know what you're saying. Like dogs will eat everything around the pill and leave the pill in the bowl.
Spit it right out.
Clean bowl, and there's the pill sitting there.
And there's the pill. Yeah, absolutely. Just like a kid would do. Like, no.
Yeah. And then next we see Jen is talking to Grayson and he opens up a little bit. You know, he says that it's, he's been having a hard time and that Jen's like, well, are you mad at me? And he's like, no. Like, and then he starts crying. She's very emotional. I think she's projecting. I think she's projecting on him, which then is making him more emotional. Like he's trying to say that, my father's not in my life, which is exactly what Ryan said. And she didn't want to hear it from Ryan. And I don't know. I give this kid a lot of credit for his age to open up like this on the show.
Yeah.
With a camera there.
This is the thing, though. People, even kids, people who are in their sound mind, don't drive at 105. It's not something that you do. Like you drive in that manner for a reason. Like that's not just like a little thrill ride. That's like excessive. That to me, that would be very, very worrisome for me. Like why was it that you were going that fast?
Was he alone? He wasn't alone in the car, right?
I don't know.
We don't know.
But to me, that would be very concerning. I would not, even at that age, take it as, he was just like joyriding.
Well, as a mom to 3 boys, I have to disagree with you. Boys have a need for speed. And honestly, I don't know what it was he was driving. And I don't know where it was he was driving. If it was in a neighborhood, no, that's crazy. But if he was on like the Garden State Parkway or, the New Jersey Turnpike, I mean, it's...
I agree. I'm not happy to agree with you because of the context of what we're talking about.
Right.
But I agree with you.
I get it. It's definitely
same
worrisome.
Thing you're saying. On a highway, yes.
Right.
In a neighborhood, absolutely not.
No.
Right.
No.
But
no.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't like going really fast. So to me
neither.
that's
But if they're in the car with a bunch of their boys and they're young, this kid's what, 17?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to push it to flex and, look cool. And this is unfortunately what some young men do. Boys, what some boys do.
Yes.
But
it's scary, though. It's 100%
it's
scary.
very scary, and it's so dangerous because we've had 2 horrible situations in the past couple of years right in our area that have resulted in death because of this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, of course, frightening to think about. But I don't think these knuckleheads think
they
like
don't.
Clearly.
They don't.
Right.
They don't. I mean, they get in these cars as if though it's, Grand Theft Auto, like they're playing a video game.
Exactly.
Right.
That's
which is sad.
I believe part of the problem.
Absolutely.
I believe. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So I'm glad she had
However,
the conversation with him.
this conversation does bring light to his mental health situation. So, Lori, what you're saying, there could be something to that too.
100%. Yeah. And I hope she takes that seriously. I hope Jen.
Yeah.
That's what that's the point that I was trying to make. That it wouldn't just be like, you're an asshole, you were driving fast, you got this big ticket. To me, I would be like, what's really going on? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I would just feel like there would be something underlying. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think what you just said was her initial reaction. Like, what the F is wrong with you? Blah, blah, blah. Like, she freaked out on him like any one of us would do.
Absolutely.
Maybe not Wendy, but you and I would definitely fly off the handle.
Right.
And then I think what you said, like, I think maybe it hit her, even if it were a couple of days later, like, wait a minute, something else must be going on. And that's what prompted this conversation.
But
and
it
she
was
felt guilty about her initial reaction, which, we're moms. So we just live in an endless state of guilt.
That's a fact. We can't do anything right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I felt bad for the kid. I mean, who I don't know. I don't know about that whole thing with like kids on these shows. Like, are we gonna go to school and everybody's gonna be like, yeah, so you're crying on TV with your mom, dude.
I know.
I just was like,
I know. It was a hard scene to watch, and I hope for his sake he's already graduated high school and is going away to college somewhere. But
no one knows his name. Kind of
people are going to know him from this for sure. For that scene.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't know. It just made me feel a little uncomfortable just because of that.
But God bless him for being so honest and brave to talk about it on TV.
Yeah, I give him a lot of credit. I definitely do. Yeah. The next thing we see is Vicki shows up at the Quiet Woman, and she gets a hug from the owner. Of course, everyone knows them there. It's, it's famous because of them. Just like Andales is famous because of Vicki, right? Right?
And her knee is still all jacked up, huh? She's still limping.
Yeah, she's still having a hard time. So she's meeting up with Tamra and Shannon there. And before Shannon gets there, Tamra says, like, I just want, she's like, I'm just telling you this. Like, we both done things to each other. Like, I just want to move on. And Vicki's like, well, you need to apologize. And she's like, no, I'm not apologizing. Well, then guess what, Tamra?
Then what are you doing here?
Right. This is not
what are you
work.
doing here? Because you were wrong. You were wrong. You said the things. Shannon didn't say the things. Shannon's being very smart. She's not saying a word. She's repeating what Tamra's saying about her, but she's not,
she is
going back at Tamra for anything.
She definitely is. And I'll be honest with you. I feel like if Vicki wasn't there sitting between them, this would have not ended the way it did.
It would have went horribly.
Yes. And good for Vicki for doing it. So Shannon shows up. They're all sitting there awkwardly in silence. And
very awkward.
Tamra starts with, I'm glad that Vicki put this together. I know the two of us have been through a lot and done things to each other, but I would like to put this to a place and just move forward where we can have fun and get along. And Shannon said, well, to me, that's interesting that we're here because it was a month ago that you sat at a booth here with a bunch of women and you said that I was a drunk, that I'd never get a man, and I had no money. So how do you think that made me feel? And then Tamra starts, well, how do you think? And Vicki's like, no, answer the question, which is absolutely right. So Tamra's like, okay,
absolutely.
All right, probably not. Okay, probably not good. And I'm sorry. I said that. Like in her Tamra way.
So insincere.
Right.
So insincere.
Yep.
Very insincere.
And I say that because it sounds
Right.
insincere. It may really be the only way Tamra knows how to apologize, but it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It does.
Her apologies suck.
Yeah. But then she goes on, I'm sorry, but, Shannon said, but, how does it make me feel when you go on live or something and you say to somebody that was a gift for me, for you to even film with me? And Shannon said, I did move forward from 2 years ago.
Well, wasn't it a gift?
It was a gift.
Yeah.
It absolutely was a gift because Tamra was off the show, right? We're talking about when Tamra came back.
Yes.
So when Tamra came back, Shannon could have been like, I'm all set. I'm good. And not filmed with her. We've seen it happen on Jersey. It's not like it can't happen.
Right.
It was a gift, Tamra. You were fired.
Right. And then Vicki is sitting there saying, we're making headway. We're making headway.
We are?
Vicki,
She looked a little nervous. She did look a little nervous.
So Shannon said, I feel like you were the pot calling the kettle black. She's like, I met up with Emily and she told me that you went up to her and gave her a hug and you said, I can call iHeart now and let them invite you to the events.
And Tamra was
like, I was joking. I was joking.
You guys take everything so serious.
Vicki jumped in again and said, well, you hurt her. Because that's what Shannon said, that you hurt Emily. And Vicki jumped in and said, well, you hurt her.
You know what, though? I'm actually going to take Tamra's side on this. I don't think Shannon should have brought it. I know. Hold on to your seats, ladies.
Okay.
Why is Shannon bringing up Emily in this moment? Like, I understand Emily's your friend, but that's Emily's gig. You're here to talk about you and Tamra. That was like silly that she even brought that Emily thing.
Well,
up.
I think maybe she was bringing it up like, okay, you sitting here and you're telling me that like kind of you want to change your ways, but you're still in the same ways because this is a repeat of a pattern of a behavior.
Right.
You're saying, you know what I mean? You just said it to Emily.
Exactly.
Like,
you're still doing it. I'm just not the target.
Right. I think that was kind of her.
I 100% agree with you. That's why I think she was bringing it up. Because, it's just Tamra saying what she feels she needs to say at the moment and then continuing to do whatever it is she does.
Right. The bad behavior. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
But I mean, isn't it also kind of, don't they kind of have to kind of sort of for ratings wise and it's the 20th, blah, blah, blah. Like, isn't it advantageous for them to kind of make up the three of them?
Oh, definitely it is.
You know what I mean?
If Jersey has taught these ladies nothing, suck it up.
Right.
Because literally,
especially this show has been
get canceled. They're going to be done.
Right.
Jersey's going to be done.
You could say maybe the same thing about OC. I've seen some posts that it's like kind of run its course and it's like blah, blah, blah. So it kind of seems a good way for the storyline to go.
Yeah.
To bring some of that like nostalgia back kind of a thing.
The watching Shannon, Tamra, and Vicki together back in the day were great. It was great TV. However, and I meant to say this before, when Emily and Gina joined the show together and immediately clicked and immediately became friends. And you can see, we talked about this last week. I believe they have a true friendship, even outside of the show. So first of all, shame on Emily for bringing up that whole Beador bag thing, because this girl came on the show the 20th season by herself as a new girl. And Emily knows what it's like to be a new girl because Vicki was horrible to her. They were horrible to her. I believe Tamra was too. They were horrible. So Emily should be giving Carmela way more grace than she is. And so it was fun to watch the Trace Amigos, but they weren't very inviting to the new girls, including Emily and Gina, who are still on the show and who kiss their ass every chance they get.
And are still very good friends. Like, they still get along.
Does Tamra ever do any of this shit to Fancy Pants?
Never.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. I was wondering that. I was wondering like, because I can see like little bits of it, things I grab here and there that she was like that with other people. But then I was like, well, is she ever like that with Heather?
No, she's not like that with Heather.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Because she knows better.
She knows better. And Heather has the wealth out of everybody on OC. Vicki has wealth too. I'm not saying she doesn't, but obviously Heather's in a different tax bracket than Vicki. Heather's not going anywhere. She fits in on OC very nicely. She wants to be top dog. She is top dog. She goes to Beverly Hills. They're going to eat her alive. But she's right where she's supposed to be. And Tamra knows that. Okay. But Heather has also said that she's scared of Tamra and the things she can do. So I think they both tread very, very lightly
around each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree with that. Then Vicki opens up a little bit and she's like, I don't want to be in the middle of this. Like, I hold my friendships very sacred. Like, I don't have family around me. I don't have family here. And, I love you. Like, Tamara, you have a Spitfire personality. And Shannon's like, yeah, I'm well aware of that. And Vicki said, there's nothing that's that bad that we can't move on. Like, you didn't sleep with each other's boyfriends or husbands. You didn't steal from each other. Like, you just both have sharp tongues. And she's right. I mean, she's absolutely right
that
when
Vicki
she says
said that. Given what's going on everywhere else in Bravo, where she's like, you didn't sleep with anybody, nobody slept with their boyfriend or husbands, like just because of everything that's going on in Bravo and has been for the past couple of years with that.
Yeah. No, I was glad that she said that. Shannon said, absolutely, I can do that. Like, I can move forward. I'm absolutely willing to move forward and have fun. And they all get up and they're leaving together, the three of them. And then Vicki's like, can we do the three-way text thing again, like from time to time that we used to? like just a typical Vicki thing. Like, yeah, of course we can do that. She
wants to trace Amiga group chat.
Yeah. So then on Watch What Happens Live, it was Octavia Spencer and Heather Dubrow. I did watch it, but I didn't take notes. And so therefore, I don't really remember what happened.
Oh, well, could have been that interesting.
It was great.
Then.
It was fantastic. Everybody should go watch it right now.
That's it.
Is there an after show for this yet?
No.
Probably not, right?
No.
Because it's only the third episode, so probably not.
No. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I like the new girl, Carmela, but I like new people.
I really like Carmela. I really, really like Carmela.
I like new people. So we'll have to wait and see. I know you don't always like, just like Vicki. Vicki does not like new people.
No, I don't. No, I don't always, but for some reason, I don't know. I like her. I like that she's bringing like that energy. Like she was a Playboy bunny and she was married to a quarterback. Like I like that.
Yeah.
It's a draw.
Yeah, definitely.
And her kids are definitely privileged, like the not going to school and stuff like that. Like our kids aren't getting away with that bullshit. But like the kid not going to practice, like that's like real shit that we all go through.
Right.
So I like that they're showing.
She just seems like she has an edge to her, and I think that's what you like, Kelly. She definitely has an edge to her. Like I can see where she can throw down. Like she could.
Yes.
She can drink a beer and eat some Cheetos kind of girl. Like
yes.
She's not all fancy pantsy. You know what I mean? Like she just seems to have that thing.
And the fact that she gave Emily a Beador bag blew Heather away. Yeah. Not that Heather can't do that. She just hasn't done that. Right. And now somebody else came in and did it. So now Emily's going to shit on it because she's
which
Heather's
is crappy.
Ass.
It's crappy.
I totally agree.
I think it's crappy.
I totally agree.
Another thing that Teddy and Tamra said, because I know you don't listen, is that Teddy is going to be announcing a new podcast very shortly, within the next month, and it's going to be with a male Bravo leb. My guess it's going to be Craig or Shep. Right? She grew up with Shep.
Oh, Shep.
Right?
She's friends with Shep. It's gonna definitely.
I think it's going to be Shep. I think it's going to be him.
Yeah,
which
they went to high school together or something.
Yeah,
I think that's very interesting. Actually,
I think it could be interesting. So maybe you'll listen to that?
I'll definitely listen to that. Somebody at Southern Charm. Yeah, because I have no problem with Teddy. Well, I do when she's blindly loyal to Kyle. Teddy should not recap Beverly Hills or OC. Other than that, I have no problem with her. I just feel like she's too close to the people. Just don't recap those two shows.
I don't disagree with you, but that's a friend's job. And it's her podcast. And if she wants to do it that way,
it's her choice.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's her podcast.
Yeah, somebody at the salon was saying how they can't wait for Southern Charm to come back and they love that show. And I was like, listen, I love that show too, but I do feel like when Sally came in, Sally is trying to make this show into like a housewives show, and that's not the vibe. And I don't want that to be the vibe on Southern Charm. It's never been the vibe. Let's not bring that vibe.
I agree. And the big shakeup in Southern hospitality is crazy what's going on in Charleston.
I mean,
Joe Bradley left.
Joe Bradley left, so he's off the show. Then there were rumors that Leva
I don't know that he's off the show. No.
Right,
I don't know that he's off the show.
There were
think
rumors that
already.
Leva was off the show, but I'm like, how do you have the show without Leva if you're filming in her bars?
So I think, and I don't know, I think she maybe will just be an executive producer. She doesn't necessarily have to be a face on it. She owns all the restaurants. They're in her restaurants. It's her staff.
So either way, she's getting paid.
Absolutely. She doesn't need to have her face on there.
No, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. But Joe Bradley leaving Leva and her
that's
husband
big news.
That is big news.
Yeah.
And TJ, you saw TJ's post, right?
I saw that, and he went over and we're at Joe Bradley's new place, something house. What's it called? Something house. TJ was there.
I can't think of it. I drank some wine.
Mia was there. Obviously, Maddie was there. I don't know how it's going to shake out for Maddie, but I'm curious to see.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Because it was the direction the show was going in the last 2 seasons wasn't great.
Yeah, I'm just trying really hard not to cough.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll end it. Right
there. Okay. Thank you for watching and listening. Please subscribe and give us 5-star reviews. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.